What's up, party people, and welcome back to another episode of Dance and Talks, currently transferring to Dance Specific Talk, released from Be Fit And Sensual. Today is another day, another episode, and we are going to interview the superstar from Spain, Macarena.
Say my name, no one is around. Say, baby, I love you. Wait, what again? Say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. I said, say my name. No one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. Wait, what again? Say my name. You acting kinda shady. Ain't calling me baby. Say my name. I would call you say. Today is pain. Got the words I want your name. Reach you like the crib of the lake.
So here are some quick facts about Macarena. She was born and raised in Spain, and actually her parents allowed her to dance as long as it wasn't too expensive. A great investment if you ask us, since she have become one of the biggest superstars. But did you also know she is an educated biochemist, and she's also running her own company with a dance clothes shop called Dance Life Shop. We are going to get into her story and hear all about how a female entrepreneur, dancer, and model has worked and navigated her way through life. But before that, you already know what to do. Don't forget to click subscribe, comment below, and give us a rating or review. We have a Facebook page, YouTube page, and we are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and all the other podcast platforms. We also have an Instagram, so don't forget to tag us in your favorite episode and share it with the world, because we read all of it. Now, let's get it going. All right, welcome to this interview, Macarena. Pa, 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 pa. All right, you have been on my radar for a long time. We have seen each other since, like, I think the first Sweden Kizomba Festival, 2015. It's been a long time, and we kind of seen each other in many different events. Last time was the last Sweden Kizomba Festival, when you invited me and other female teachers to take part and teach your women empowerment workshop, which we're going to get into. But I'm super excited to have you here. I have been doing a little bit of research, and I have also talked with my friend Sebastian, who also knows you a little bit as well. So, you know, just to get into like your vibe right now, where are you located in the world right now?
So I'm in Malaga now. I moved to Malaga with Tanya, that you also, of course, know her. Yeah, we did the first trial in Finland last year, and so I came back again to Sevilla, and you know, this coronavirus thing happened, and we were like, we should do something new, or we don't know. And so she wanted to come to Spain. She didn't really know where. Me, I was like, should I move? Should I stay with my parents? Or so at the end, yes, we decided to move. So now we're here in Malaga, which is super nice. We're still having some sun and some beautiful days. So yeah,
That's beautiful.
here
So you
now.
have like a powerhouse of women collective going on. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Very cool.
So maybe the next real Kizomba festival will be in Malaga.
Who knows? Who knows?
You know.
Sweden meets Spain. Kizomba Festival.
Yeah. But yeah, just to check in with you, like right now in your life, what are you most excited about? What's happening right now?
Well, so yeah, since this, you know, coronavirus thing came, a lot of things changed. So as most of you know, like what I've been trying to develop is my online events I've been doing during this time, trying to adapt a bit to the era we live in. And I keep on doing my shop online, of course, as well. Well, I'm having other new projects, try to improve and try to do something different. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know if in future, when all comes back to the normal we were used to have, traveling on festival, it will end, or maybe I will continue with the projects. I don't know.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of like trying to explore new ways to live, I guess.
It's crazy. We're going to get into that because I read somewhere that you have already organized like 12 online events, which is like,
Yes.
that's a lot. Like, I haven't come to my
Yeah.
first one yet, and I'm just like still struggling with like, how would I even put it together? Macarena is out here like 10 plus events already. So we're going to get into that, but I kind of want to take it back a little bit to get to know you better. I know you were born in Sevilla. Is that right? Sevilla
Yes.
in Spain?
Yes, Sevilla, Sevilla.
Tell me about that place. Tell me how it shaped you growing up there.
Yeah, like I've been like in Sevilla for all my entire life, and I think it's the city of my life. So at some point I will come back to my city too. Sevilla is a very beautiful place, very I don't know, it has like a different and a special power. Like, it's not because it's my city also, but like most of the people who visit it, like they used to say it has something special, like just the energy of the people. We're kind of like European, Latin, or whatever. We're very welcoming, very warm people. When someone from outside comes to the city, we are just straight like, come follow our barbecue tomorrow, whatever plan. So I think that it has a lot of how can I say, influence in my yeah, like in my way also to communicate with people, to hug, to kiss, to joke. We can see, if you ever come to Sevilla, I think you can identify Sevilla and identify myself with that way of being. Yeah, like then normal life, grow up with my family. I have a brother also, and we were always or fighting or hugging, like all the brother and sister, you know, or defending each other or fighting, you know. This is our life. And yeah, I don't know, what
It's
else do you want to know about me?
Yeah, it's funny because like I didn't grow up with siblings in my own age, but they always say like, I fight with my sister, but if somebody fights with my sister, it's a problem.
And
Like, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
that's it.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And I know you started dancing in your age of 5. Did your brother also dance? This something you did together? No.
No, like, well, I must say that in Sevilla, there is a like flamenco essence, just like, let's say, because it's like we are not like professional flamenco dancers, everybody, but it's like kind of the dance that is in every celebration. Let's say a wedding, a communion, a baptism, whatever. There is always music. There is always some kind of dancing. We have like our traditional parties where, you know, we wear those crazy like costumes, you know, very with those point, blah, blah, blah. So like I started small. My mother was the first one teaching me, but when I was super, super little, just like age of 5, they started having also like classes in the school, like extra hours after the class. So that's how I started. I started with flamenco, sevillanas to be concrete, then rumba, because we have like also something which is called rumba, but it's not in salsa. And then I did hip hop. I was very into new style when I was a teenager. I loved it, but I had a car crash, and I broke two, I don't know how to say, vertebras in my spine, you know.
Oh, yeah, like,
So
yeah.
I don't know how to say,
Yeah, the
the
spine,
thing.
basically, parts of the spine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that moment, the doctor told me I could not do hip hop for a while until that get, fixed. And so I started doing ballroom and belly dance, which saved me, to be honest. Like the belly dance, because it helped my back down muscles here to get a lot of strength and at the same time a lot of control, and it made me recover super super fast and better, even stronger than before. And then one day, well, not one day, one year, I was just starting the first year at the university. I was doing chemical engineer, but I didn't like it. And it was like the year where I started exploring more things like jazz, contemporary ballet, and I started in the Latin world. So I started with salsa, bachata. I met Corky and Judy, that you also know. And yeah, and after that, I was lost because I loved so much the energy and what dance gave me. And I find dancing like a way to express myself, to speak without words, just speak through my body. I felt this super strong with the contemporary because I feel it's a very versatile instrument, because you can do whatever, you can express whatever. And then I felt very identified with the Latin scene because I think that kind of music, that kind of flavor is like, I don't know, I connect with this. And so I started competing and so on. And then is when you saw me traveling. I went to Gothenburg and yeah. And then I quit everything just for dancing.
It's crazy. Like when you look back at yourself as a child, did it what do you think how did the dancing impact you as a person outside the dancing room?
Like but to be honest, I didn't want to be a dancer when I was small. I wanted to be a singer. I was singing for 10 years or whatever, but like I liked always to combine different things. I was a sport girl, I was singing and I was dancing. I was doing all the possibility, like extra hours after school, driving my mom crazy. And all of this included the dance that like helped me to connect with people from different areas, from different like levels, from I don't know, from like different than me. Like I was playing football with boys, then I was doing this with the more posh girls, then I was doing this with another, like yeah, I was having to adapt to different environments, different group of people. So all this, I think, it helped me a lot to be the person I am nowadays.
Were your parents, were they always supporting of you dancing, or was it like, oh, as long as she keeps active type of thing?
My parents say, as long as this is free and I don't have to pay for that, you can go. Or if it's very cheap. Yeah, because when I was small, we didn't have much money, So yeah, all those activities I was doing is because I was having it free because of the, I don't know, let's say the government or for the school or for the blah, blah, blah. So I was like, Mom, like, can I do it? And she was like, how much is this? I was like, nothing. And she was like, okay. Or it was little. And she was, okay. I had like a schedule almost every day from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. I was just, yeah, but they were always supportive with everything. Yeah. Yes. As long as I had good marks at school, like, for example, in Spain, the marks are from 0 to 10. So if I had more than 8 in everything, that was okay. If I was like going bit down in 7, they were like, you're gonna stop next month, you know. Which is your favorite activity again? This one? Okay, so this one is gonna stop and you go, you know, lower
Oh,
than this. But if I had good marks, then it's okay.
it's okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think my dad had like kind of the same system of like, you know, I support you, I drive you, I do it all, but you're not messing up school. Like that was a big thing. Because parents
Exactly.
always like around the world that always, you know, are worried about their kids having an education. So I can just
Mm.
imagine what happened when you said, I don't like chemistry, engineering, and I want to be a dancer full time. Can you tell me like the reaction that you got from making that life choice?
Yeah, like, well, at the beginning when I was doing engineer, and then I moved into biochemistry, and I was there for 3 years. I was trying my best. I was trying to follow, but was the time when I was already traveling a lot in dance. So it was very complicated to do both things. So I actually moved to Barcelona to try to combine it better, because, you know, Sevilla at that time, now it's better, but at that time was super hard to travel from, very hard, like no direct flights anywhere, you know, so difficult. So I moved to Barcelona to try to make this happen. I could travel more easily, so I could go to the university in Catalan. And I was trying, but there was, like, you know, when you get to a point when you travel, where you travel every weekend, like long trips to Asia, whatever, you dead, you cannot, like, you can't focus. And yeah, so I had to tell my parents, like, I feel it's the moment to do that, you know. I can study anytime, but I maybe I'm not gonna be able to dance anytime, you know. Now I'm having the opportunity, I'm having the bookings, and so yeah, at the beginning was very difficult. Not because they don't support me, but I think because they were like happy to feel, because my parents, none of them went to the university. They didn't have the opportunity, you know, in that
Mm.
time. Like economically, they didn't have the opportunity to study that long. Like they had to stop before to work to help the family and so on. So for them it was like, yes, our kids, we're gonna make our kids finally go to university.
Mm.
And they ended by not having any of us at the university. My brother didn't want to go neither, you know. So I was like, where, but it is true that I started working when I was 14. So they always saw me someone responsible, someone who takes care of what I'm doing, always like good at school, good with my marks. So I always liked to risk, but I was like very conscious of what I was doing. Yeah, so they cannot like trust me, so they say, okay, are you 100% sure of that? Okay, so they were like, okay, okay, do as you want. Like,
Mm.
I think they also, because they didn't have this chance, they wanted me to be happy and to do whatever I want that made me happy, as long as I have money to survive, to pay my rent, to don't need to eat, to, you know. But if I'm happy with that, they're happy. So at the end,
Mm.
it was hard for them, but they agreed, and they helped me in everything I want and I needed. And then they're proud, and there's like, oh, this is my girl. Yeah, you can check in
Yeah,
YouTube or
yeah.
whatever, you know.
That
Uh,
always comes after when the success is there, then it's like on the
yeah,
other
at the
side.
beginning is like,
Yeah, yeah.
especially in my case, it's hard because my best friends, they are all doctor. Can you
Mm.
imagine? So I studied the science, high school, all the science. So they are all doctor, and me, I'm a dancer. So
Wow. But
yeah.
as you said, like later on, this dancing might be way too easy for you and you just want to have a challenge. You never know. You might up becoming a dance doctor. Oh.
Oh, that's a new thing.
Dr. Macarena to your service. Okay,
Yeah.
so I just have to ask, what was your first job at 14?
I was an English teacher. Can you imagine that? Serious. I know my English is not that good, but for being Spanish, it is. So
Wow.
yeah, I was lucky because my parents were doing like very big economical efforts when I was small. So when I was about 9, they subscribed me to an English school academy, which was not very common. So when I was 14, I was actually teaching someone like 2-3 years older than me, because I was like so many like levels like higher than him.
Mm, mm.
So yeah, that was my first job. I was being paid 7 euros hour. His mom was giving me in summer, I remember, because I
Wow.
wanted to like new clothes and so on. And I was like ashamed to ask my parents for this, and I was like, no worries, mom, can I work? And she was like, where you gonna work at? you know but yeah. And
Wow.
also dancing, because like same year almost, my dance teacher, she broke the knee
Mm.
skiing, and we were like just 1 month or something to go. This like spring parties where like in the American films where the kids make choreographies and so on. So she broke the knee, and I like the kids. I like to work with kids or whatever. So I was a kid, but I was 14. So in the dance team, there was also a dance team for like kids like 6, 7 years old, something like this. So I talked with the director of the school, and I proposed him like, can I finish that choreography so they can do it like in 1 month? And he was like, you're gonna do that? And I was like, why not? It was cool also, because even the mothers of the girls, they listened to me, and they bought the clothes as I told them for the kids to do like the little performance or whatever. So yeah, that's where like my two jobs at that age. But
Yeah,
it was
can you
cool.
imagine like that you started as a teacher and that has kind of followed you even like in this age, you are literally a teacher still. It's
Hmm.
really cool to
I
see where
always
those
felt.
skills, like where those skills are coming from.
Mm. But I remember myself since I was very small, like even in class, I don't know, I was very good at maths, for example, or chemistry. So I remember myself always like since super small, like explaining my colleagues like, no, you should do this or that, or it's like this, or think about that, blah blah blah. I always like to be a teacher. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I can maybe see you becoming an entrepreneurial coach as well in the future.
Oh.
Like it's interesting because yeah, we're gonna get into that. You have been doing a lot, not just the dancing, but also created your own dance shop and all of that. But before we get into that, how was it to transition for you from being like a solo dancer like contemporary ballet hip hop into couple dance and started like learning from Corky and Judith and all of these people? How was it in the beginning for you?
It was very hard, because like I'm versatile, but I at that time when I started the Latin, I was very into the hip hop world. So just imagine for a second myself, but like wearing XXXXL t-shirt and XXXL jeans, And so I came with one of my friends. He was a breaker, and he was like, "Hey, we should learn salsa. There is a place, whatever." And I know a friend who dances. Let's go. Let's meet them. I was like, yeah, why not? And so imagine, like at the time I come and there is a salsa party, and I was like, XXL, you know, I was like, I will never look like those girls, you know, like I have nothing to do with them. It's like, come on, like they are like doing the pretty thing, and it was so difficult for me. Uh, yeah, but I gave it a try because I always felt like, you know, I just learned a bit of salsa when I had that crash. So I was doing ballroom and we came through different styles, but never that kind of salsa that we know, like that we have in the Latin scene. We are. And I was like, wow, man, that's cool because they go to parties, they dance with everybody. And the shitty thing is that in the hip hop scene, at least here in Spain, hip hop, contemporary, whatever you do, like there's a big competition inside. Like people is super competitive, and they really not sharing anything. Actually, it will be hard to dance social, no? But it's like more about the environment or the atmosphere or whatever. Like for me, it was very hard. I had a teacher who told me, like, you're a great dancer, very talented, but with your image, you will never get far. This is what she told me when I was about 18. That was my contemporary ballet teacher, and I was like, you know, and that's the environment you had in the school, like people who were like the cool ones with a good body or whatever, they were the masters. And yeah, and when I came to the salsa party and I saw everybody just dancing with everybody, like all 60 years old woman with a younger guy, and you know, so open-minded, I just fell in love with that. So yeah, after that, like I kept on doing some hip hop or especially contemporary, but I just started more and more and more with the salsa, bachata, Kurken you did. I was with Adrian Anita companies, Fabian Ster, Daniel Desire. I tried to do and to pick everything I could because I just loved the environment.
Wow. And tell me about like the first time you decided like, okay, it's time for me to get a partner. Because I actually don't know who was your first partner and like how that partnership went.
Like well, when we were here in the south of Spain, like I don't know, let's say 2012 or something. Yeah, like there were many bachata competitions, many, and the level that was crazy, serious. Like the amateur competition was like what, you know, crazy. So I got a first partner, which was like my boyfriend, but also with that breaker, I was doing some things. Then I got another partner, which is Alex Bracero. I don't know if you know him. He's the organizer of one event in London, the One Dance. And I was just trying, you know, in the competition and so on. And then when you are like, when you are in the scene and you're competing, so they're starting little, I don't know, schools or little events that call you, would you like to teach? And so you go little by little, no? And I was in the final, in the European final of Bachata Stars, and I started having more congresses or asking to go whatever, and I was having Benidorm. And in that Benidorm theme, my boyfriend, like, we we split just like a week before that. So I was like, shit, who can I train in 1 week to make a bachata choreo and a salsa choreo? Was like impossible. So I made myself a choreo, half bachata, half salsa. And since there, I don't know, people like it or like my energy or whatever. And I started having like proposals. to partner with, this person in bachata, the other in salsa, and it was Curtis also. I came to Sweden first time in 2014 to teach with Biscuit, bachata, and it was Curtis.
Oh,
Yes, with
oh,
Biscuit. Biscuit is so, he's so such a teddy bear, like,
yeah.
yeah, and that was like Curtis came to me, and it was like, and I was, I don't dance Kizomba, he was like, come on, you're gonna get Kizomba so easily. I was like, really? And I don't feel like, because to be honest, like at the beginning, I didn't even like Kizomba. I was like, the only person who made me enjoy it was Christopher Mecant. Christopher was the first person who taught me a bit of Kizomba, and it was in that Benidorm. Me and Sara Panero expanded all the Benidorm festival, going from one, the salsa, from the bachata, Kizomba, and she was like, you need to dance with him, he's so good, blah, blah, blah. So he made me like maybe change my mind a bit. And then I met Curtis, and I was like, but I have bachata and salsa proposals, And he was like, well, but come to Paris 1 week. I will show you, you will see, and then you decide, whatever. And yeah, I came with him to Paris, and I really liked his energy at that moment. And that's how it started. And at the end, I say, bye bachata, bye salsa, stay in Kizomba for a while.
Yeah, it's and like when you went into like loving Kizomba, what kind of different dancer did you feel like you became a different dancer than within the bachata and salsa, or what was it with Kizomba that made you stay?
Whoa, repeat the question. I think I didn't get it.
Yeah, so like for example, when I dance different styles, I almost bring out different sides of me. It's always teaser, it's always me, but like if I dance hip hop, I become very explosive and more hardcore. When I dance kizomba, it becomes like a different type of style. So when you switched from salsa and bachata, did you feel you became a new dancer in kizomba, or was it just like a transition, or what made you stay,
Like not really. Like I think I'm the same dancer whatever I'm dancing. Like every time I had the opportunity to learn something, I've tried, I found the way, like in one way or another, to put this into the other dances. Let's say I was at the beginning more flamenco or more hip hop, whatever, but still you can see some of my flamenco, like even when I'm teaching Kizomba and I'm just doing an arm or a hip movement or just it's like you can feel some of this. And I think I still like incorporate those things to my dances. So like, for example, Kizomba gave me new like exploring of my hips. Yeah, like to be honest, like even farther than belly dance did. Like belly dance was very good in dissociation, but like the Kizomba, it gave me like a new feeling that I think I'm putting now into my bachata, for example. Like, so yeah, I don't think I'm different. I think I'm just adapting. And at the end, you can see my personality in whatever I'm dancing. Like you see me dancing bachata and it sounds familiar when I'm dancing salsa or kizomba or whatever. Like still same energy, same power, same way to step, or I don't know. That's my feeling.
Yeah, that's really nice. And you kept on teaching, you kept on traveling, and at some point, like just from me being very beginner or whatever when I met you the first time, I always saw you more as a solo artist than a couple artists. I know it changed throughout but like for me, a lot of women were connected to a leader's name, and I felt like you were kind of your own name and sometimes had partners on your workshops. And how, when you build it, like your brand, was that your aim, to like always be able to teach on your own as well, or was it just something that came for you naturally?
You mean like my brand of my name, or Macarena or whatever? Yeah,
Yeah.
like I I believe on the power of the person just by itself. Let's say, like, it does not need to be a couple to create something beautiful, which is also possible. Like, there are couples who have their own identity, they have been growing it together, so that's perfectly okay. But like, I always like to keep my personality and my strength, my energy, no matter who I'm dancing with, and if I'm dancing solo as well. So when I've been partnering, let's say, I didn't, because I think this is a problem that many of the girls have, that like they block themselves, they forget what they are in order to dance with someone. And then they like catch completely their personality, which is not correct, unless, as I say, you are growing with someone since the beginning, so you both developing a style. But when you are a grown artist and you partner with someone, like, you should both adapt. Of course, like, men's leading is men's leading. Like, you cannot change a man like from one day to the other to change his repertoire,
Yeah.
the thing he does to you, like this fast. But you can start putting on your style on that. And for style, I'm not saying it's this, it's just your way to feel the music. This is a style also. Like, you must not hear the music same as I do, or the details or whatever, or you like to walk like this, or you like to have this energy. So yeah, I think but I didn't do it like, how can I say, like, I didn't do that in purpose. Like, I want to be a powerful woman, so I don't want to, no, it's like more, I always try to have some integrity to myself. So if I've been partnering with someone, that was okay. I'm gonna adapt to that person, but I'm not gonna forget the person I am. So since I haven't been lost on that, only one time, to be honest, with Curtis, I lost it. But most of the time, I've been trying to keep on being myself. That's why many people like recognizes me as a solo more than someone's partner, I think.
And what made you take this step from, being an artist and you get your bookings, you could have kept on going, but you also decided to open a dance clothes shop. How did that happen? Was it scary to take that step of like, oh, maybe somebody won't buy my clothes. I'm just out here with my extra suitcase on every festival. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, like, it was a bit risky at the beginning, but for some reason I found out that, like, very often the girls were asking me where I buy my things. Like, where did you buy this? Where did you get that from? Where? And I was like, if they're asking me, why not to take it with me? Like, no. So if they ask me, yeah, it's here. You like this jacket? Oh, I have it. I have them like this here. So yeah, like, I didn't know where to start with. Let's say I started with shoes like very long time ago, like before I even created my brand like that. I like the shoes thin, but it was very hard, to be honest. So that time I gave it a try again with some leggings. And then, to be honest, like at the very beginning, I think first time was in a festival in France, somewhere, when I was partnering with Mike. And I was like, yeah, I will just buy, I don't know, I just bought 50 leggings or something like this. and girls liked the idea, and they were buying. I was like, okay, cool, and then a bit more, and then a bit more, and so I was just risking. Then I get some tops, then I get some jumpsuits, then I get some shoes again. And I don't know, I saw people liked it, people liked the idea. Then my dancers friends like Sarah, I don't know, Carolina, whatever, they were like, oh, I like the stuff you bring. And I was like, oh, take one. And I didn't realize about that, but their students, they were asking them also, where do they buy their things? So it was like, it was growing little by little. So I saw it kind of worked. Of course, you need to put time on this, you need to do some investment, some marketing, then you try to become a bit more professional. So I actually even studied for this after. And I started, I don't know, I was like, all I was earning in the festival, so I was putting like more of the half to study or to invest in clothes.
Wow.
I don't know.
I want to take the time to shout out this episode's sponsors, Be Fit and Sensual. I have been working with Be Fit and Sensual's Dancers Bootcamp online program for a while now, and I know from first-hand experience that it works. So what is Be Fit and Sensual except worldwide coaching individually one by one? Well, it's also Dancers Bootcamp online. Now, listen up to this. Dancers Bootcamp Online is the #1 world platform for us dancers who want to train dance specific with easy follow-along videos. Not only do you have tons of workout videos inside Dancers Bootcamp Online, but you also become a part of this global movement and community with like-minded dancers whose goal is to become better each and every day. Not only do you have weekly updated schedules for the ones who want help to build their own workout routine, you also have 2 full 30-day challenges with dance-specific workouts only. Then you have different sections focused on different parts of the body. Let me tell you some examples. You have the abdominal section, Bachata booty section, nutrition guidance, dancer's mastermind if you really want to get into master your own mind, and also stretching for dancers, flexibility, knee rehab for dancers, and kettlebell flow for dancers. On top of all this, you also have weekly webinars and live workouts with Coach Sebastian, and you get a free coaching call with the team whenever you feel like you need it. Listen, I would never promote this if I hadn't tried it myself. I tell you, throughout Corona, this has been a life savior for me as a dancer when I couldn't go to classes or anything else. And I truly support the dance-specific training that Sebastian and the team of Be Fit and Sensual are doing. So if this sounds good to you, it's getting even better because we have our own promo code. When you are writing in a live story in one word, ALIVE story in one word, you now get 25% discount on the monthly membership as long as you stay. You can cancel whenever you want and there's no startup fee or hidden costs. So if you have any other questions about training or nutrition, never hesitate to reach out to Sebastian at his social media for personal guidance. By dancers, for dancers.
I can show you a bit of this.
Wow.
I will show you. I never show anybody, but this is just a part of it because I have a lot in Sevilla, but this is my space in Malaga. And this is craziness. This is part of my life.
It's a whole room of boxes
Yeah.
on shelves.
Yeah, so
Wow.
exactly. So what I have is like size small. So I have here just this time, size medium, and I have
Wow.
Yeah,
This is
this is where I
cool.
work. And I have like my computer, my things now to do like personalized t-shirts.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy how like one idea, you go with it, you test it, and then it becomes actually like a side income for you. This is really, really cool. Do do you have any more of those ideas like that you're thinking about developing as an entrepreneur?
Like, to be honest, yes, I have like a list of things that I would like to do. Like, if I had money from somewhere or from an investor somewhere, please, somewhere, who could give me money, I have many ideas, but you know, they're hard to make them true. But
Yeah.
yeah, little by little, I guess.
Step by step, really. I think it's super dope because it's also, I love in these interviews not only to explore like the dancing part, but also like everything around it. Because to make it as a dancer is like such a hard thing. You not only have to be an artist, you're like your own PR manager, you're your own lawyer with contracts, and now you also have a side business. It's connected to you as a person, as your brand, but it is actually also like items, products. So this is really inspiring. You know, maybe I get some ideas myself now to do it.
Yeah, you should. Like, whatever you want to do is just, like I say, you know, all I've been doing in my life, I was risky, but always trying to be conscious and not crazy. Risky, but not crazy. If you want to win, you need to risk. That's for sure. It's like that. If you keep on doing the same things every day, that's not going to bring you anything new. So you need to try. You need to risk. It is hard, of course. But if you do it in a conscious way, if you do it like, if you plan yourself, you really make a plan of it. Like, what am I going to do? Okay, this works. If it works, continue that way. If it doesn't work, change it. How can you do it better, or how can you do it different? But like, almost everything is possible. It might take this time or this time, depends on your project, your economy, or whatever. But I think like everything is possible. You just need to try.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. I like that. You see, the coaching is coming, man. This is your next Macarena Coaching Academy, female entrepreneurship license. I love it. I love it. No, but that's what you also
Yeah.
need to do. You know, you have to, especially in these times, you like, okay, we cannot be on live events. We cannot earn our money on live gigs. What can we do instead? How many income sources can we have and still maintain being a creative artist? So I think that this is super, super dope. And I kind of want to slide into the risks and that you have been taking in your career so far, because as a in couple dancing, you're always taking a risk by being with someone. Like, not when it's not even, you can do everything right, you can stick to your professional career, and you know, you maintaining it so well, and then you can have a partner that completely fuck up. To be honest, like, this is a risk that you take. Like, how, I really want to know, because I know you have been through some of the, you know, the hardest things out there. And even though you maybe didn't want to, you had to become like an advocate for women in the scene. Can you tell me a little bit how you dealt with like some scandals coming up, some struggles you have had along the way? How has Macarena as a person, as a professional artist, dealt with these challenges?
Like, well, about the scandals, like, at the end of the day is like, you just need to ask yourself, like, how did I get involved on this, you know? Was it my fault or it wasn't? Because there can be some situations where you're not maybe guilty, but you made something, you know, or because of something you didn't like, did it perfectly correct, then it drives you to a situation you don't want. But it is true that sometimes it is completely random and you are living your life being a nice person, or trying it at least, and then a situation comes to you and yeah, you didn't expect that. And and you need to face it. And at the end, like for me, when that scandal, for example, came out and so on, of course, I was like for some time in shock, because it was like all my life changed from one day to the other. And I didn't expect anything. And it was like a coronavirus in reality, like from one day to the other. All my routine, my partner, my boyfriend, my bookings, my everything. And but I like at that time I asked myself, like, did I do something wrong? And then, like, to be honest, I didn't do anything to deserve this at that moment. I'm not saying I'm perfect or I'm an angel, but I didn't do anything. But I got involved in the situation. Like, it is like this. It was my boyfriend, it was my partner at the moment. So yeah. And so the first thing I told myself is like, I don't know where this might end, because actually, to be honest, Kizomba is a very mature world still. Not that much as some years ago, but still. So I was like, maybe that's gonna end with my career. Maybe, I don't know, but whatever it happens, no worries, because I know I can, like, I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. Like, if I'm not gonna continue in Kizomba, I'm gonna do other things, no matter. The only focus for me is like, I haven't done anything bad, anything wrong. It's not my fault, so that's all. And like, even some people thought I could have something with this, and I could even help that person get the situations, which was like serious. But yes, like, this is what people do. Like, when they're bored in their life, they like to poo in others' life. But it's like this. Like, at the end, you need to be like proud if you think you've been doing good, or if you're behaving good, you didn't do anything bad to another person, and just continue your life. There must be some rocks in the way. Sometimes you don't deserve those rocks, but just take the positive way, like the positive side. Like, all those rocks gonna make you stronger, gonna make you think about new ways. Because at that moment, when I was like, oh, all my life is gonna be fucked up, I was like in my head thinking so many different ways I could keep on doing things I like, without knowing how the situation was going to end. At the end, it ended very nicely for me, because in that moment, I keep like at least 70% of the bookings just for me, but at that moment I didn't know. So I was like, no worries, if this is not working anymore, I can do this, I can do that, da, 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 da. So it's also a good moment for yourself to take some break, like a little break, and breathe and think about new alternatives and things you can develop or do better or just grow.
Yeah.
Or I think even if it's like, yeah, very like what people used to say, but always try to take the positive part of the things. Because, like, there is a problem. Can you change it? Yes, so work to change it. There is a problem. Can you change it? No. So don't keep on this no. This no is already a no. You cannot change. You cannot change. So try to go for another thing. I don't know if I explain myself.
Yeah, no, but I completely get you. Like, just to share like a story, because I think that a lot of women has been through similar things, but in different varieties of having it officially out there, right? So when I was in my first hip hop crew, one of my coaches was sexually using a lot of teenager girls. And
Wow.
it took me years to understand this. And it took me years to kind of ignore it. And it took me years of getting out of it. Like, it was just this constantly feeling of like something is wrong. And then when I understood, like, it was not just one girl, it was multiple girls. And then when I left, I moved out myself out of the city, but I would still you know, I would still have these positivity vibes of like, this is my first hip hop crew. They gave me everything, my foundations, all of it. And then for a couple of years, I had a lot of girls contacting me of like, are you still in this crew? He used me in this way. I have, you know, I've stopped dancing for this and this and this. But that's why I had to take a stand being a little bit older and like, as a woman, can I represent this? Because as long as I keep connecting my name to this crew, to this brand, no matter how much I love the people in it, I'm adding on to the problem of legitimate approval to this man, you know. So I remember when you posted your post of like, as a woman, you know, I need to take the step down my foot and say that this is where my line is reached and I cannot go on. And has something to do with like me protecting other women, me standing up for a lot of women in the scene. When you wrote that post, you also received like hundreds of comments, hundreds of love bombing from another. And it actually is weird to say, but did you realize then that it would have an impact on how much discussion and dialogue the scene has had about women's rights at that time?
Yeah, like at that time I didn't like, I just because I made that post because I also received calls like you, like many calls, like during 2 weeks. I swear I was charging my phone like 3-4 times a day. It was like, come on, you know. And I was like, this maybe I'm not gonna make this in. I wish I could, but I'm gonna just put my, you know, my little grain or whatever in that story. So I'm gonna tell my story because I also told my story like, I was not only there, I was suffering this too. Like that person was, you know, was hitting me. I was having bad situation on this. And I was like, many of the calls I had, they were some women who were actually scared of speaking about this because like the comparison they made was like, what if I would say Brad Pitt, you know, he violates me or he robbed me or he whatever me, like no one will trust me because he's fucking Brad Pitt, you know? And everybody loves him and all the women wants him. So yeah, he's gonna come to me like who I am, you know? And I was like, shit, like I didn't say anything about what I was living because I felt manipulated and I thought always it was me, the guilty person on this. But that woman knew that was wrong, but because she felt like she's like, he was in a higher level, you know, more attractive, more famous, more whatever, she didn't feel like the rights to say something about this. And I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like, and I understand the woman, like she was not the only one, like there were 20 of them feeling the fucking same. So that person actually took advantage of that position of being famous, being good looking, whatever, to do this because he knew, he's no stupid, he is very intelligent, so he knew those girls were not saying to say a word because it was like, who's gonna believe them? Come on girl, you wanted him, you know? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna fucking tell my story. If I tell my story, like at least, I don't know how many girls know me here in the scene, but so many, they're gonna trust me. And so if I can help to the others who feel bad about situations similar with that person or with any other animal like this, they will feel more confident, at least maybe not to say it, or not to say publicly, but maybe to a friend, or to help, or to find some help, or at least themselves alone, just to be like in peace with themselves, like knowing this is not about them, this is not their problem, they are not guilty about this, they are not alone, you know, and they haven't done anything wrong, which was the big problem in here. I think the problem on this situation is that those victims, they think they did wrong, and that's what happened with me, with that guy, during almost 2 years. I thought I always was wrong and I always deserved what he was doing to me. And so this is not acceptable, you know, like, of course you can always change things and make situations better, but come on, like, there are some points that must never arrive. And the thing is, like, I felt so bad that some of the girls were having this insight, like feeling they were guilty for something when they are not. And sorry for the whole word if I'm saying girls, I know that happens in the other side also, and there are so many manipulators, women manipulating men, but it's not that frequent. And there is a strength, muscles, that thing, that this is more in the other side, because of course, what can I do if a man 2 meters tall comes to me? It's like, I cannot defend myself even if I want to, you know? But yeah, like, I don't know. I just try to help and inspire some people to find the strength, if you can, because I know it's difficult recovering after situations that like that. But at the end of the day, as I say before, what you need to think about is, I did something wrong. I was a bad person in here. Do I deserve this? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, then just fucking continue your life, thinking positive and trying your best as always. And if you say yes to this, just go to a psychologist or whatever and find help.
Yeah, because what I wanted to say with this is, like, you know, even though it was on a very personal expense, like, I would say that the topic of this whole theme has really been infused, you know, in the scene. I see way more, you know, dialogues of men trying to talk with other men in the scene, and like the acceptance level, I think, or I really hope, you know, has really gotten more of a clear line. And so I also wanted to shout you out for taking that step, because it's not something you had to do necessarily, but by you doing it, it also enables a lot of other women to say, you know what, if this person could go through the same, it's maybe not so strange that I also. And even though you know, there's like a patriotic world, like, every woman that has a platform saying something, is the consequences are spreading throughout. So I just want to give you like the biggest shout out for doing that, and continuing on your journey, because not only are you keep giving classes, getting bookings, but you're also now incorporating the women empowerment movement into your classes. And I also wanted to ask you about that, like, what made you come up with the name Women Empowerment, and like bringing more female teachers into your classes?
Like what I miss the most about like the beginnings of when I was Latin in the Latin scene is that sharing, the moment where everybody tries to put on the best of themselves into create something. And like I saw Kizomba world like changing too much and created too many issues, too many problems, too many fight, this world, this name, this style, this whatever. And I was like, man, we just focus in for what we are here, dancing, enjoying, having fun, learning, sharing at the end. And since my thing is the woman, because Sorry guys, but I like to, I don't know, empower women. I thought it could be a good idea just to put many styles, many women of all different styles in Kizomba, or as many as possible of the teachers in the festival, into doing something together. And like this, also sharing the students, like there's not only one way to be, there's not only one way to dance. Like I don't want any of my students become a Macarena's copy. I just want to get inspired from me, from you, from her, from her, from her. And this is, in my opinion, the real way to get your own style. Yeah. And as I said before, styling is not only arms and hips and legs. It's much more than this. It's your way to be. Since you like open the door of the room, let's say, you know, this is your style. It's your personality. So for you to create a personality, you need to get inspired from different things. And so why not, if we are having so many different styles, so many different influences in the festival with that many like female teachers, I don't know, we could just put it together and try to show people that even the same routine, same steps, or almost same, you can do so differently, depends on what you have inside. And this is the beautiful thing of dancing. Like at the end, it's like we can all speak English, but we don't use the same words, we don't use the same melody. Like it depends on our personality, we're gonna speak it differently. So dancing is, at the end, is the same. So yes, and I had like kind of this idea, and I put that together in the Dutch Kizomba festival the first time. And I've been trying little by little. I did also in bachata, and yeah. And I was thinking on doing it more, but then this coronavirus thing came. But I will keep on doing it.
Yeah, I think it's a dope concept, because it's also, you know, like as it's a little bit the same theme as what we talked about, like women in general, not just in dance, in general, it becomes a lot like it's competition because there's not that many spots or whatever. And I think that this concept is really dope, because it's not only showing versatility, but it also shows like, no, like we support each other. Like we are all here, we are all artists. And even though we're not doing the same things, doesn't mean we cannot share. So I think it's a dope concept. You should definitely continue with it.
Like what you say also, like another thing or another reason why I did that too is because when I came to the Kizomba scene, to be honest, I felt so not welcome. Like artists who were there since before or whatever, they were like, who is that white girl, whatever, blah, 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 you know? And I was like, what is wrong in here, you know? And so I wished that when I was more new in the scene, there was, of course, always nice teachers, now nice artists, but I wish that there was a better like environment. And this is what I always try, at least around me, unless you take me in a very bad day, but I always try to joke, to speak with everybody. If there is someone new, to make that person feel welcome, like he is welcome in Kizomba, is new in Kizomba, but I don't know, maybe that person comes from the Royal Ballet in London and you don't know it, and it's a fucking much better like dancer than you are. So who do you think you are? Because you are in the scene longer than that person. It's like, come on, you know? And so for me, when I'm doing those workshops, I think you might remember, like, I like to explain fast because I always explain the routine fast, but I always try to give a spot for every of the other teachers to also have their moment and to make them also feel welcome to the scene. Like, come on, like the bigger we all make it together, the better it's going to be for everyone. And every person is going to put a bit on themselves in there. I don't know, it's about sharing. time. And that's why I also did it, because I really felt like the opposite. I felt like, go out of here, like Kizomba dancer at the beginning,
Yeah.
Oh,
No, for sure. And I also think that is like, it's beautiful because I think like everyone, doesn't matter male or female, we all have overcome our struggles. We have all sacrificed a lot to be here. So to be sharing the stage together is also like a beautiful moment to like, yo guys, like we made it here, like all that sacrifice was worth it. And I will quote one of your Instagram posts, your latest one: strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. And I loved when you posted that. I guess that it's a very good time to post it because it is a lot of struggles. But would you say that is like kind of your moral standpoint, your ethical compass in this whole thing? Or why did you post that?
Yeah, like no matter what, I think I'm a kind of fighter. And I saw that in my parents, like they came from nothing, almost growing from zero, and they managed to do very well in their life. They are actually, for sure, 100%, they're my inspiration. And I always try to do the same. Like, we all have hard days, and some days you just want to like stay in the room and just watch Netflix, which is all right too. But the next day you need to wake up. Let's go. No one is gonna do it for you. That's why I love living with Tanya, for example. She's the same. Like, we can have a bad day, and one day she was the entire day in her room, and the next one was me. But then we wake up and we work and we continue and we do, and it's the only way to achieve the goals you want. Like, there are some periods of time where, yeah, like maybe you don't feel the best, you had some particular experience or family issue or boyfriend girlfriend breakup, or yeah, that's completely natural and human, feeling like that for a moment. But at the end, like, life is only one, and you need to go and fight for this. And the like, at the end you live like not so beautiful and good stories, but those stories are the ones who are gonna make you stronger. They are the ones who are gonna make you learn and I grow, because at the end it's like this: from the easy and beautiful things, you don't learn anything in reality. You learn when you struggle and when they are hard, and then next time how to do them better. That's the
And
thing.
it makes you so much more empathetic. It makes you, when you meet someone else with a struggle, you can relate. You become more human. I think that a lot of people, including myself, including like everyone, is scared of failure. We don't want to fail. But as you say, if you take the failures as like, oh shit, I failed this, it might be the best opportunity I have to create something even more beautiful. That's definitely some life goals. I think that you have shared some beautiful wisdom. And in the end of my interviews, I always like to do something called fill in the blanks, where I start a sentence and you end with either one word or the end of a sentence. Don't be worried. It's going to go fine.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will say, like, for example, one day when I need to give myself self-love, I do. And then you answer.
I do? You say?
What if I want to give myself self-love, what do I do? From your perspective.
I will say positive mindset or something like this.
Feed yourself with positive mindset. Okay, perfect. A perfect event always contains
Fun and sharing.
fun and sharing. Awesome. As a teacher, I always try.
Empathy, the word you used before. Yeah, I always try to empathy.
When I am on stage performing, I want the audience to feel
Power. Power. Any kind of power. It can be cute power. It can be love power. It can be energy power, but power.
Awesome. One of the biggest fears I have ever overcome was
Like failure also.
one of the proudest moments I have had so far in my life would be
I don't know. Will be. I don't know.
you have had a lot of proud moments, I believe. What is one of your proudest moments you can remind yourself so far?
I think now I'm in like this coronavirus era.
Oh, that's great. So my next question would be, I have learned the most by organizing 12 online events. What have I learned the most? What have you learned the most?
I've learned how to breathe deep. Because there are so many things, to control, to whatever, and it's like Tanya has helped me a lot with that. Estoy hablando de ti, sí. Yes.
In 1 year, I want to achieve.
Better than achieve, I will say keep being happy and doing what I want.
That's it. Love it. If I could love bomb someone right now, a person that has meant a lot for me, who would it be and why?
Like, it's always my family. I'm very family people.
That's nice. When I'm on my next live event, I will definitely do.
I won't sleep in the whole weekend. Just dance.
We will never take a dance for granted again. We will never take it for granted again.
Like, hey, you wanna dance?
That's beautiful.
It's great, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, because here in Spain, we didn't have socials open. So my last social was in March, I'm like, crazy.
Yeah. So the last question would be, during this Corona period, one thing that I have discovered with myself is
strength.
Booyaka. Bam. Love it. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your talk. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I think that you, by living your life, have already accumulated a lot of experience and knowledge. I'm still waiting for the coaching agency to open. It might be in Malaga. We might have to do retreats to come as female entrepreneurs to learn from both you and Tanya. Really hope that this is going to happen, not forcing you, no pressure at all.
That would be nice. Yeah, we will think about this.
Right? In the end of my interviews, I always leave the mic to my guest. Is there, what is your upcoming events? What is something we should look out for? Where can my listeners find you? And is there something else you just want to say? This is the moment. The mic is yours.
Well, so guys, Macarena Paton here. You can find me everywhere. Just write Macarena Paton, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. I will keep you updated with new online events, and you always can find my dancelifeshop.com if you like my clothing. And I just want to send you a lot of power and strength. I know like some of you might be struggling now, but there is always time to create and think about new stuff and new things to develop. So now is the perfect moment to do it. So don't lose your hope and keep on doing and on growing. And thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you so much, Macarena. Please take care and hug Tanya from me as well.
Yes, I will hug.